Hello everybody, I'm Michael, and today I'll be reviewing the LEGO Movie 2 set 70821, Emmet and Benny's Build and Fix Workshop. This set is in the Juniors or now named 4 Plus category. It contains 117 pieces and retails for $19.99 US. On the front of the box we see the LEGO Movie 2 logo as well as the 4 kind of main characters of the LEGO Movie 2. We also get a nice view of the set and all of its components in the kind of Apocalypseburg setting. We have some kind of desert below it and then some kind of buildings behind, just kind of showing that Apocalypseburg theme. We also have a small little kind of marquee building over there in the left that is part of the set. And then we see Benny's spaceship and his smaller little kind of all-terrain vehicle. And then we see Emmet's mini escape buggy, Emmet's tool cart, and then Emmet trying to fix his little escape buggy, as well as the 4 Plus logo in the bottom left-hand corner. On the top of the box we do have actual sized images of both of the figures. We have Emmet and Benny there. On the back of the box we see everything that is included in the set all nicely laid out on just kind of a solid white background. We have Emmet and Benny, the tool cart, all of the included tools, the smaller little kind of terrain or backdrop build. We have Emmet's escape buggy, Benny's smaller kind of little all-terrain vehicle, and then finally Benny's big spaceship. And below that we see Emmet and Benny in the spaceship just having a good time out in space. And in the bottom right it shows the perfect start, just showing that there's a lot of bigger pieces that'll make building a lot easier. And I guess below the Emmet and Benny in the spaceship picture we have perfect start in a few other languages. The first character up is Emmet. This is a fairly standard Emmet. He has his nice kind of orange vest and jumpsuit on there with the blue work shirt on underneath. We have the Emmet name tag on his bottom left leg, and then we also have a little bit of printing there showing a belt and some kind of caution stripes. They do give him a drill as his main accessory. Let's go ahead and look at the side of him. No real side printing other than the fact that his shoulder is just a different color. And on the back we see his nice kind of iconic messed up hair, as well as a few more kind of caution stripes that have been weathered, just like the ones on the other side. Overall, this is a great figure. He does have an alternate face which is more kind of macho or serious because he's just trying to fix the car or whatever. But overall a very nice face, and I do like that this did have a secondary face that was this good. The second and last figure is Benny. He is just a very nice looking figure. They have that nice kind of crack in the older style helmet that he has. We have the classic space logo there, but it is definitely a little bit worn and kind of messed up. I really like this figure, and I'm so glad that they were able to get that nice little crack in there. I've mentioned it before, but that's just fantastic. There's no printing on his legs because this is a very simplistic figure and is supposed to look very old. There's no back printing either. He has the nice kind of blue oxygen tanks. And let's go ahead and look at his secondary face. Benny's secondary face is just as expressive as his main one, but it's very kind of scared or nervous. My only complaint about this face is that you don't get to see the whole tongue printing there because the helmet or the little bottom section of the helmet does cover it. I'll go ahead and take the helmet off just to show what it looks like without, but it's just a great amount of printing there. I'm very glad that they did such nice kind of animated and expressive faces for both of these characters and just all of the figures from the LEGO Movie 2. I'm now going to be taking a look at the 2 smallest builds in this set. I guess these are just kind of filler pieces, but I do think in this set they actually do add a little bit of playability. Here we have on the right Emmet's tool chest. He did have a full kind of wheel of tools that kind of just all came off this one central piece, and you kind of have to twist them off and break them. But I like that they included all these different tools. You can kind of pretend to fix up the spaceship and both of the little vehicles. And I guess if you wanted to, you could kind of have the characters just run around and chase each other or something. But we do have a wrench right here. We have the tire iron. We have an oil well. And then if we open this up, we have another wrench, a small hammer, and a screwdriver. I like that these were all included, but I think it was a little bit weird that they included all of these very small pieces in a junior set, because the whole point of these I thought was just kind of to make it less easy to swallow pieces and have a bunch of bigger pieces to make it easier. But I guess since they're not kind of built into anything, it's alright to have smaller pieces. Let's go ahead and get onto the second little build here. I don't really know what to call this little section, but it is very nice looking. That whole back section there is just a large panel piece that is all printed. None of that is a sticker, which I think is just fantastic. It's just a whole lot of detail there on such a, I mean, I guess it's slightly a large piece, but there's just a lot of detail in there. It just kind of goes to show that LEGO can do all these things, but I guess with stickers they choose not to. I would definitely be willing to pay a little bit more to have this high quality printing on a lot of pieces instead of stickers, because stickers will go bad and kind of, I guess, get light affected and faded away, but these prints probably will not do that. We also get what I believe is a kind of gas tank there, as well as a fire extinguisher and maybe just kind of a water canister. We also get another couple wrenches there inside of a little grate piece, and then an over kind of hang of a sand green piece. On the back there's not a whole lot to look at, it's kind of hollow there, but overall I do like both of these little add-ins. First up we have the miniaturized Escape Buggy. This definitely does try to imitate the Escape Buggy set that I've previously reviewed on the channel. Everything from the kind of fire coming out of the back to the design on the front and even the kind of exhaust there is all just trying to look exactly like it. But I think they did such a good job of capturing this in a smaller, easier to build scale. This entire model is built all off of a kind of smaller black piece here, but this is a very large piece. I'll go ahead and take off a wheel to show how that works. But this whole section here is all one big piece, so there's not a whole lot of building to be done, which I think is great. And on the front we have some of the detail that they captured using a few great pieces in the normal set in just one singular printed piece, and I think that just looks fantastic without having to do a whole lot of building with the kind of chain pieces and some Technic clips. I think it just looks great. And on the hood we have a very nice looking printed piece. I really wish they would have just used this piece for the normal Escape Buggy, but I guess that's alright that they didn't. We have 4 kind of big wheels here, and in the back we have some nice flame pieces. I wish they would have done something on each of these kind of little open studs here, because that does look a little bit weird, but I definitely think this model looks good. I'll go ahead and put Emmet in it just to kind of show it off, because I definitely think it looks very good with a minifigure in it. This also looks a lot like something that I would have built when I was younger, just kind of with some pieces and a couple fire pieces. It definitely looks very creative and good looking. There's Emmet in it right now, very angrily kind of driving around, but it definitely does look very nice. There's just one seat inside and one steering wheel, as well as a small window piece. They definitely didn't try to make this look accurate or anything by making the window screen taller, but it definitely fits the kind of fun, creative LEGO Movie 2 theme. Next up is the smaller kind of all-terrain cart from Benny's Spaceship. This is a very simplistic build, but I definitely think adds a lot to this set. It's very small and definitely fits in with the Benny Space Squad theme. I like how it looks. It's very simplistic, but it's just made out of very few number of pieces, but definitely looks nice and goes with that kind of classic space theme from back in the day, and also just the whole Benny theme in general. I'll go ahead and grab Benny to put in there because he definitely fits in there just perfectly. They designed this just for the people with the air tanks in the back, because they use this piece right here, this kind of L bracket, but if he leans back you can kind of fit the air tanks just right in there, and I think this is just such a great design. They also use this kind of little L piece for the Benny's Space Squad set, and I just think this looks great without being too overly complicated. There wasn't any really big pieces in here because they couldn't have really fit them, but overall I think this is just a great build. Finally, we have my favorite part of this set, which is Benny's main kind of spaceship or rocket ship build. I'm really disappointed that LEGO did not make a larger Benny spaceship for the LEGO Movie 2. I think that would have just been fantastic to have a nice large Benny spaceship, but this definitely does look very nice. If we go ahead and look at it here, this whole gray undersection from starting essentially here all the way up to the point is just one large kind of base piece, and then everything is kind of placed inside of that. I think that was just an excellent use of one very large piece to save a lot of time and effort for younger builders. But I really do like this ship. It fits completely in with the classic space theme. We have the kind of yellow trans clear pieces just to kind of show that accent. We have some kind of black and yellow stripes there. We also have what are maybe air horns or kind of side thrusters, so you can go to each side. And then we also have a few little red trans clear pieces on each side. There's one seat there, you can only fit one minifigure, and there is a small little printed piece there. I like that there are just no stickers in any of these sets. It's kind of refreshing to open up a set and not have to deal with stickers. We have 2 big wings on the back with little trans clear yellow pieces up at the top, and then In the back, we have the 2 main rocket boosters. I also wish that they would have added a little bit back here, maybe to add a little bit of color instead of it all just being gray. But I guess it's kind of simplistic and goes with the classic space theme. But this is just an incredible feature here. If we kind of pull these to each side, they're on just the kind of normal little click brackets there. Very easy to move. But now we have this all opened up, and we can go grab Benny's little ATV vehicle. And there's even a little ramp, and you can kind of drive it up in there. And then there's one stud on the inside of the ship that will hold it. See, I can flip this completely upside down and Benny's not coming out. And you can even close this all the way back up. And Benny's not going to fall out, and he can't fall out backwards. And if I shake this around pretty good, he's not coming out, which I think is great. Because that means you can fit both of your minifigures inside of here, because we have one seat from the smaller little vehicle, and then one main seat for the rocket ship itself. And then it's also very easy to get him out again whenever you want to kind of drive him out. If they land on a planet or something, you just kind of nudge him a little bit, and then he can drive right out. I think this is just such a fantastic feature to have in a very small set. I'm a huge fan of this set. I think it's fantastic. It goes completely with both the LEGO Movie 2 theme and the classic space or the Benny Space Squad sets. But overall, I think this is just a fantastic rocket ship build and a fantastic just kind of space theme set in general. On the front of the instruction manual, we see the front box art, as well as a small little image showing that there are 2 bags included in the set. I really do like what they're doing with these, kind of showing the number of bags on the front of the box with the LEGO Movie 2 instructions. I think that's just a nice touch. On the inside we have a LEGO Life app, and then on the next page we have the very simplistic building, which I just very enjoy. I think it's just fantastic that they were able to kind of make it very cartoon and very easy to build. We only have a few pieces being used every step. And finally, in the back of the instruction manual, we have one more LEGO Life app, and here we can see them showing off the feature with the little cart. But then there isn't anything really else interesting here. I guess it just kind of shows a little bit more about how to remove some of the pieces there, which I think is nice. Normally they don't include anything like that, but overall just a fantastic set. Overall, I am of course going to have to give this an A+. I think this is probably my favorite LEGO Movie 2 set, until of course I get my hands on some of the newer ones that will be coming out soon. But I think they just did a fantastic job of capturing both Emmet's smaller escape buggy and the classic space theme in a set. I do like the kind of little add-in pieces. Normally I don't like filler pieces, but I think those both add to the playability of the set in general. I think the 2 minifigures were both fantastic, both very iconic characters in the film, and just the vehicles have so much playability, and it's just so great to have such a simplistic set be so fantastic. I like that you can put his little smaller vehicle inside of the spaceship and then just kind of fly away with it. That gives you a whole lot of playability there. You can kind of fly around and then deploy the smaller ship if you want. But overall, this is just a fantastic set. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, as well as comment any questions or anything you may have, and I'll see you later.